with the news that Blumhouse is going to have a virtual event on October 29th called Blumfest. During this event, it was announced that there will be a Halloween Kills panel, and everyone is speculating that this could possibly be where we get the first trailer for the upcoming Halloween sequel that is scheduled to be released next year during Halloween. Considering this is around the same time when Halloween Kills was originally supposed to be released, but due to Corona, it was actually delayed. So I started to think about what I would like to see from Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. But before I get into that, let's talk about for a second what we already know. So what do we know so far? The opening of the movie takes place on the same night that Halloween 2018 did. Apparently it picks up right where that movie left off. The film will be bringing back characters from the 1978 original that were not featured in 2018, such as Lonnie Elam and Tommy Doyle. From what it sounds like, all the characters who have encountered Michael and lived are starting to band together to basically put an end to him once and for all. It's been stated that it shows how the town of Haddonfield reacts after Michael's most recent rampage, which I think is a pretty interesting concept, to be honest, and something that they really haven't explored yet in a Halloween movie. Just how Michael's actions affect this whole town. Now, I have a complicated relationship with Halloween 2018. I actually liked it a lot more the first time than I did on any other rewatches I've had since then. I'm not saying I hate it now, there are things I still like about it. One of those things that I really liked was the removal of the sibling aspect from Michael and Laurie's relationship. I like the fact that Michael is no longer being given a motive. I think he's much more effective as a character when he's portrayed as an unstoppable force, with really no rhyme or reason other than to just kill. And that brings me to my first desire for Halloween Kills. This might sound weird, but I don't want them to show us how Michael escapes the burning house. Why, you ask? Because that's how the franchise used to handle this. They would come up with these ridiculous explanations and give these reasons why Michael would return for each subsequent sequel. I just don't want them to explain shit to us this time. Just have him show up again and have the audience just as confused as the characters in the story about how he managed to survive that. Now, they already have the image of him standing in front of the burning house on the porch, so that kind of throws a little bit of a monkey wrench into what I'm saying here. But from a fan perspective, I would much prefer if they just have Michael show up again, and it would really lend itself to the fact of him being this unstoppable force that just will not be denied. I think we need to add to Michael's mystique again and not try to explain everything. I think that is what made Michael originally so scary. And it leaves things open to interpretation, and that's something that movie studios aren't necessarily good at doing these days. It seems to me that they like to spoon-feed audiences information. I thought the violence in 2018 was pretty good outside of the exploding head stomp.
Say something.
That was admittedly a little bit over the top for me and felt more at home in something like Friday the 13th than it does in a Halloween movie. In Halloween Kills, I would really like to see them return to a more subtle approach to the killings. That subtle approach that made the original Halloween so unique and memorable. And again, something these subsequent sequels and remakes actually ruined about the franchise. I think they need to focus on suspense and atmosphere again, and work on creeping us out rather than grossing us out. That very long tracking shot from Halloween 2018 is a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about, and something I'd like to see more of. There's just so much Halloween-esque atmosphere in that scene, and it really felt like something John Carpenter could have shot for his original film. I think the biggest downfall of Halloween 2018 was its humor. Some people may not agree with that, and I understand.
Oh, mother! Oh, man. I got peanut butter on my penis.
But whether it's the I got peanut butter on my penis dad, or the foul-mouthed little kid that was getting babysat, it just didn't feel like these moments suited the franchise. It really felt like the filmmakers were forcing this childish humor into the movie to try to appeal to modern audiences. I think humor can exist in these films, but it doesn't have to be so juvenile and overt. Again, being more subtle is the key. If you really felt the need to add humor to Halloween, I think it should be more darker humor than what we got with 2018. Either way, I think they should scale the humor back, and I think Halloween Kills would benefit from that. I've already pointed out how they removed the sibling aspect from Laurie and Michael's relationship. Now, I don't know if there's some kind of master plan to somehow form a connection between those two, but I just really hope they don't make these two movies about Michael seeking out Laurie again. I mean, it's been done to death since Halloween 2, then moving on to H2O. It was redone again in the remakes, and it was even done again with Jamie Lloyd in place of Laurie in Halloween's 4, 5, and 6. That story element has been done to death with Michael just seeking one person out. Like I said, unless they have a brilliant plan to put a new spin on that idea, I think they should stay away from that. Again, Michael should have no motive. He should just be purely and simply evil, and that's it. Whoever stands in his way is getting killed. That's his main objective. If that happens to be Laurie, then so be it. I don't like the idea necessarily that Laurie is special in any kind of way. I like to think that Laurie just got lucky in the first film and she happened to escape him. I do like the idea of people who have encountered Michael banding together to try to take him down, perhaps as a way of exorcising their own demons. I like the idea of all those characters having motive. I just don't want Michael to necessarily have a motive. Again, he should simply be a force of nature, a killing machine, and that's as far as it goes. I just want to point out, if you're going to call the third movie Halloween Ends, I'd like for once to see a definitive end to the story. Even if there's an inevitable reboot somewhere down the line, this version of Michael, this version of Laurie, this version of Haddonfield, I would like it all to come down to a satisfying conclusion. No gimmicks, no hints of future sequels. Give us an epic climax that we've always dreamed of as Halloween fans. Send these characters off in the right way. There's a reason you have to reboot and remake the series so many times, because they never seem to get the ending of their stories right. I just want a definitive resolution. I don't care if it's Michael definitively dying, or Laurie definitively dying, or everyone definitively dying. But whatever happens, I'd like to walk out of Halloween Ends feeling like I just saw the definitive end of a 3-part story. Or 4-part if you want to count the 1978 original. But you get what I'm saying. Hollywood has become too reliant too long on dragging these franchises out. And you can say they've already done that with Halloween, sure. I'm just saying, as a film lover in general, I'd love to see a return to the trilogy format. Tell your 3-part story and then move on to something else. But Halloween Ends needs to be the end. The fate of the characters should not be ambiguous. So that's my thoughts on what I'd like to see in Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. So let me know what direction you think the franchise should go in, and let me know what you think about my ideas in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.